Seoul, an information explosion occurred in silence. One after another, details evaporate to the surface, and a virtual world boils uncontrollably. The house tags belonging to Jungkook, the magnate of BTS who is also touted as the king of K-pop of this generation, has suddenly leaked to the public. It is not only the face that makes the hair stand on end, but also how this information can be spread, as if someone is deliberately lighting a fire in the husk. When the public was still lulled by speculation of Jungkook's comeback after his mandatory military service in the near future, suddenly the topic changed direction wildly and provoked anger. Not a new song, not an album teaser, not even a stage performance. Rather, numbers. Yes, numbers. The tax rate imposed on Jungkook's private residence, which has been known as a symbol of success and hard work for a young man from Busan, suddenly circulated online with an eye-opening narrative. The figure is not small. Far from just great, it would be more appropriate to call it astounding. A house with sky-high property values and a tax burden that many consider unreasonable, especially fans who feel Jungkook is being targeted by the system. Is this just an administrative error? Or is there an invisible force at play, targeting the global idol who has always maintained a clean and humble image? It didn't take long until the hashtags #PageAckermanJungkook and #JusticeForJungkook shot to trending topics on various social media platforms. Within hours, the South Korean public, and of course, armies from around the world stepped in. They demanded an explanation. They dig for information. They want to know who leaked Jungkook's personal data, and more importantly, why now? Speculation spread wildly. Some have called this a form of hidden political revenge, given BTS's huge role in South Korea's cultural diplomacy. There are also those who are suspicious of the role of large companies that have been associated with pressure on BTS members after the boy band's heyday began to change direction over time. But what is most surprising and makes many netizens furious is the possibility that this tax leak comes from within. Yes, from internal circles that have been close to Jungkook himself. This is not just a story about a luxury home. It's about the price a world star has to pay to be herself. It's about privacy violated, trust betrayed, and a system that allegedly doesn't hesitate to sacrifice someone for the sake of a hidden agenda. And now, one world is watching, with bated breath and eyes full of anger. Will this be the beginning of destruction for Jungkook's perfect image? Or will this reveal the dilapidated system that has been hiding behind the smiles of high-ranking officials? Jungkook is not just a singer. For most of the younger generation, she is a symbol of change, hard work, and hope. A young man from Busan who started his career at a young age, sacrificed his teenage years, and now sits on top of the world. But unfortunately, the world doesn't always worship the successful. Sometimes the world just turns around, crucifying those who shine too brightly. The rumors about Jungkook's home tax first emerged from a forum of South Korea's elite property community, where the country's top investors and entrepreneurs usually share information about assets, profits, and market price movements. But last week, an anonymous post appeared with the caption, "Who actually owns this 7.6 billion one house in Itaewon? Taxes are crazy." At first, only a few noticed. But when someone responded by divulging names, followed by vague documents that looked like copies of property tax returns, the public was immediately in uproar, especially when the name John Jungkook is clearly written on the digital sheet. In a matter of hours, the information spread quickly to Twitter, TikTok, to international media, such as CNN and BBC. More surprising, however, is not only the amount of his taxes more than 280 million won a year, a figure considered by tax experts to be strange and inconsistent, but also the details showing that the house has been classified as a super luxury property with a special penalty, which has so far only applied to conglomerates and perpetrators of major tax crimes. He is not a criminal. He's a successful young man. Why is this system targeting him? It was one of thousands of comments from fans who flocked to the South Korean tax agency's social media pages. But what was even more thrilling was when some well-known tax lawyers intervened, and said that the amount of tax charged to Jungkook was not reasonable when compared to other artists or celebrities who own houses with similar values. Suspicion strengthened. Especially when the data of other artists' houses do not leak to the public. Only Jungkook's. Only his name is tainted. Only the numbers are exaggerated. It was only he who was reported like a heartless hoarder of wealth by conservative media outlets that suddenly made this house tax a major topic. What's wrong with HYB? Why are they silent? The public began to turn to the large agency HYB labels, which has been overshadowing BTS and various other major artists. Instead of providing clarification or protection to the artist, HYB was silent. Even when the hashtag Protect Jungkook was trending around the world, not a single official statement came out from the management. There was no defense, no denial, not even a sign that they were conducting an internal investigation into this leak. Conspiracy theories spread quickly. Some say that HYB is preparing to release Jungkook after completing his military service. There are also those who dare to state that there is an internal conflict between Jungkook and the agency, which makes the magne seem not protected anymore as before. And in the midst of this storm, Jungkook remained silent. Not a single upload from the official account. Not a single statement on Weverse. He remained silent, serving the remainder of his military service. But that's exactly what makes the public even more upset. Does he know? Is he depressed? Is he being victimized by something bigger? When privacy no longer matters, is Jungkook being watched? Reports emerged that the tax documents did not just come from the tax office, but could have come from someone in the national financial system. An investigative report from one of the independent journalists stated that there were signs of data manipulation before the leak circulated. In other words, the tax rate could have been set to create a certain reaction. And if so, who did it? For what? And who benefits from all this? Fans have speculated that Jungkook is becoming a pawn in a power game between corporations, the media, and state institutions. Others have called this revenge for BTS's political support of certain social movements in the past. In fact, there are rumors that this leak is part of a purge against artists who are considered too influential outside the control of the government. Army craze. If they dare to touch Jungkook, we will bite back. It didn't take long for the collective anger to explode. Armies from all over the world, from America to Brazil, from Indonesia to Saudi Arabia invaded the official accounts of the South Korean government. They demand an independent investigation, protection of artists' privacy, and a thorough investigation of who disseminated the sensitive data. Some fans even filed legal petitions, hiring lawyers to start lawsuits against the parties involved.